So when it comes to sort of the essentials for managing a fleet of Macs, one of them is going to be MDM. So you've got to have that integration from, sort of blessed by Apple to be able to talk to hardware for things like, Find My Mac, or push out profiles that lock it down in case of theft and loss, but also things like blocking certain apps from running or requiring certain security settings. And that requires that integration with Apple Device Manager. So you've got that push certificate, you go into the Apple Device Manager, you register for that certificate, push it out to the clients that are on your RMM network, and then when they check in with Apple, Apple says your Mac is being managed by Charles's Break Fix Emporium. So when you look for updates, when it looks for configuration profiles, it looks to you, which in case of being on RMM, it looks to RMM's Apple Device Manager, and that's sort of the base. That's the foundation that you build on. Beyond that, a lot of it comes down to the monitoring that we do with RMM. You've got to have sort of that visibility of what's on your network, what apps are installed, what security settings they have, what networks they're on, that sort of thing. So having that monitoring and reporting function is sort of the next level up. When it comes to things like SSO, and you can do a number of ways. You can do it with, I guess it's Azure now, but Active Directory. You can do it a few different ways. If that's to handle it, then great. It complicates things a little bit, but if you really want to lock things down, then having that SSO layer for all the services that you log into integrated with the actual login on the machine is probably, I wouldn't say it's icing on the cake. It's certainly nice to have, but it's not as essential as the MDM and the monitoring stage of things. When it comes to actually doing management of things, I do a boot camp on automation, which is primarily focused on Bash or shell scripts, and doing a lot of the heavy lifting is knowing the terminal, basically. Knowing Bash, knowing, not even specifically knowing shell scripting, but knowing the ins and outs of getting data on the from the terminal, from the command line. So part of the tool chain obviously is going to be, you need to have backups, you need to have security, you need to check for malware and all that. We have all of those as either integrations or partners or direct offerings from Enable, but you are perfectly able to pick and choose as long as it checks all the boxes for your data is not going to disappear when you lose the machine. You're not going to get malware and get ransomware, and you're not going to end up with being so out of date with patches that you end up having data leaking everywhere. So, but I think the foundational layer of that MDM and the RMM is the place to start. That's probably a longer conversation about what's the best pieces of the tool chain, but that's where I would start.